Oh, hello, and thank you for joining me. I'm Timbo Took, and this is A Joy of Painting Middle-earth, a time when we come together to paint the most fantastic landscapes Middle-earth has to offer. And maybe we'll paint a scary one a time or two. That can be quite fun, you know. Now, I may not be the best painter in the Shire, but I do love it so, and I'd love for you to paint right along with me. So if you're ready, grab your paints and your brushes, and let's go on an adventure. Oh, all right. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Now you can see we have one of our black canvases again. I was just kind of in the mood and I enjoyed doing it last week, so I thought we'd do another one this week. And oh, do we have something special planned for you today? That's right. We're going to the Mines of Moria. Well, not quite inside yet. We're just going to see the doors of Durin from a long ways off. That's right, as our fellowship approaches. Now we've got our canvas prepared, and what I've done, I've taken a white canvas and I painted it with a black acrylic gesso. That's right, we let that acrylic paint dry, and now I've gone over it with a mixture of some liquid clear, some ivory black, and some phthalo blue. You can see I have the ivory black and phthalo blue right here. We have some alizarin crimson, and then I just put a couple things of titanium white right there, because we're probably going to be getting them pretty messy. On accident, of course. We want to do most of our color mixing right here, but I just put 3 so I wouldn't have to stop each time I made a mess of things. And oh, Timbo does make a mess of things. Here we go. We've got that. You can see the canvas is kind of glistening. That's that liquid clear. And we don't have too much on there, but we're going to go into it and we're just having fun. Just a little experiment today. So I'm just going to come to this titanium white right here. And what we're going to do, this is a nighttime sky, and we're just going to paint. We're going to have clouds and our moon, of course, because we need the moon to highlight the doors. I don't know if you do. I'm just making that up. I just think that's the way it is. So what we do is we're going to decide. Right here is going to be the brightest part of our sky where our moon is at. So we'll come in and just with this titanium white, you can see, we'll just swing it out. Oh, that might be a little bright, but that's okay. That's okay if it's too bright. We'll just mix it in. We'll put some clouds in there. We'll just mix it through this way, and it'll be darkest in this corner. So we're not going to go back into our white. We're just mixing that sky up just like this, and we'll come up just a little here. Oh, I hope you can see this. Now, this is something you can do if you're going to paint in front of a crowd or for some family or friends. You just put those colors down. I already had that phthalo blue on the canvas, and I just went in with some white, and you can see the kind of magic that makes just from doing that, just with our fan brush. There we go. Just bring that down, and we're going to have some mountains and things in here. You'll see. That's right. We'll have some mountains over here, and then of course, oh, there's that lake. There's that lake. So now I've got my brush. It's a mess. How do we take care of that? We come to our odorless paint thinner. That's right. We just have our odorless paint thinner in the bucket here. We wash off that brush. Just scrub it out. And now we're not painting outside. We're in the Hobbit hole. So we're not going to beat the brush right on the easel. We have a rubbish bin down here. So we're just going to knock the Sauron out of that brush. There we go. All right, and that brush comes out nice and clean, ready to go back in. We're going to go into some of our white again, but now we're going to come down. We have a lake here. Oh, and you know that lake. Oh, there's something in that lake. That's right, we'll get to that painting in a while. But this one, oh, the lake is right here. We're just gonna come in, and we're just gonna do this. And you see that titanium white will pick up that phthalo blue that's already on our canvas, and we'll come this way. We'll come this way and that. There we are. Flip that over. I have more white on this side. We just flip that over and we're just coming this way. Come across. That's going to fill up most of this middle part on the bottom of our painting. There we go. And you can see you just scrub that in. Just very quickly we're laying that down. Now don't worry if that looks a little too bright for a lake at night. We'll tone it down some. And we just come down this way. There we are, and that goes off that way. And I'm just going to flip my brush to the side now. You see, I was doing that this way, and now I'm going to flip it to the side and just smooth out this water. We can darken that up a bit if we decide we have to do that. All right, and clean off that brush. There we go. We have that fan brush cleaned off now. Now, all we've done is we've come into titanium white here, and we've just done all of that just by mixing in some titanium white. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come in and we're going to put our moon right in here. And let's hope that we can paint that moon pretty good. So I'm going to load up, just loading up that brush with the titanium white. There we go. And we'll come right here, right in that brightest spot, because that moon is making that bright. And we're just going to put our brush, and oh, it didn't come off very well. It wasn't thin enough, I guess. So we'll just do this old trick. Let's just smooth that out. Smooth that out. There we go. Now, we're going to use the first brush we ever learned how to use in our life. That's our finger. We're going to do some finger painting here. So just take some of that titanium white, load it up on your finger, and we'll come right up here and we'll just make a moon right here. There we go. Oh, we got some blue mixing in with that, but that's okay. We may put some clouds right over the top of it. Oh, and my moon is... There we go. It's not quite round. That's all right. We'll hide that in the clouds. So now I've got a mess. I just have to grab a cloth and wipe that off. Now let's come back. Let's make some clouds. Just clean off this brush again. Oh, just beat the Sauron out of it. That's right. Now, of course, you know that old Timbo. The way I learned how to paint was from the Blue Wizard. That's right, Bob Ross the Blue. He used to come to the Shire when I was just a little hobbit, and he'd teach us all how to paint. So we'll just put that over there for now. Let's come... I've got this old 1-inch brush here, and I had given it a haircut. It was flat at one time, and I gave it a haircut. So we've got our sky. It's kind of bright. So what we want to do is we want to come in and we want to make some clouds there. So I'm just going to take some of that phthalo blue. We're going to darken it up with a little bit of our ivory black. Maybe even just grab a tiniest bit of our alizarin crimson. There we go. So we've got that in, and now we're going to make some clouds in here. Now we're going to, just roll in some clouds, and these are dark clouds because it's nighttime. There we are. Just roll those in, and they'll just kind of frame this moon. Right up there. And these clouds are, the wind is blowing. They're going long. So that's what we want. We want to bring those sort of long ways out. Maybe they rise up a bit and just come out. There we go. We want to darken those up too. Let's darken that up a bit. Go back to some more of that ivory black. There we go. Just another touch of that alizarin crimson. There we are. Just get that on there. And then we'll come right down this way. There we are. Get some more. And you see we have our sky just forming there. Got all these clouds about. Now it's a little hard. Of course, I need some better lighting in here. It's a little hard for me to even see. I hope that glare is not too bad for you. And we'll put some more over this way. And then we'll all mix it in together. There we go. Just coming back, getting more of our ivory black, more of our phthalo blue and coming in. And I didn't mention before, but you just see we have just these 4 colors on the palette today. That's all we're going to be making this painting with. That's all it's going to be. And you'll see you don't need a lot of colors to bring out a lot of details. That's right. There we are. Again, right now the glare for me, I can barely see that. I hope it looks okay for you. I know what I want to do in my head, and I don't know if it's showing up the way it should. There we go. We want that. We want that to be a little dark. A little dark there. There we go. And maybe even we want that moon. Oh, we want that moon. Just to cover a little dark. So I don't want to use that big brush. I don't want that big brush there. Grab a little more of that alizarin crimson. Just load up this. And what we're going to do, just with the corner of this fan brush, we're just going to come over our moon right here. There we go. Trying not to ruin it, but just coming in a little bit. There we are. There we are. Now, some of you have actually gone on old TimboTook.com and you've ordered some of Timbo's prints and that sort of thing. And because of your support, I went out and I bought a bunch of new brushes. So I hope you like them. I appreciate the support that you give to my little show. And we're going to use this blender brush now. All right, we're just going to come up here into these clouds. I've just got this, what is this? An oval mop it's called. That's right. And we're just softly, softly, we're just going to bring out these clouds. That's right. We're just bringing those harsh brush strokes out of them. And we're mixing them together. There we go. You want to leave the edges of those clouds, but you do want to bring it. You do want to soften that out. And again, the glare is pretty bad for me, so I hope it's okay for you. I'm just going to trust it for now, and if it doesn't work out, we'll be painting something else for this week. But I hope not. I hope this works. And you can see we pick up a little color there, but that's okay. That's okay. We just make some misty shapes there. Softens it out. Just gives it that rolling feeling of those clouds. There we go. And it makes it so the clouds are a little more layered. Bring that out. And then lightly we're just going to mix this in with this brush. And that just gives us, that softens it. It takes out those harsh brush strokes. You can see. All right. And as I said, the glare on this, I'm going to have to get some real lights at some point. Oh, Timbo's going to have to get some lights that don't glare it so bad for me. So I just hope it works for you. I hope it works for you. All right, and we just, anywhere we see kind of those harsh strokes, we're just blending that down very lightly, just bringing that down. And I got a few of these blender brushes. They're very soft brushes. You use a very light touch. Oh, just a light touch. And it blends stuff together very well. Very well. There we are. All right. Now let's clean this brush off. These are soft and they pick up a lot of paint and a lot of paint thinner. All right, and we got that brush clean. We'll just set that off to the side for now. All right, well, we've been taking a lot of time on that sky. It's a very detailed sky, so we want to do that. So we're going to come in and we're going to put some mountains in here. So I'm just going to come into some of this just straight ivory black. I know typically we don't use that, but this is a very dark night, so we don't need as much color right in there. So what we'll do is we're just going to come in here and we're just going to have these mountains that run all the way back this way. That's right. We'll just bring this up right here. Bring this down. Flip that over. And we're not going to be worried with a lot of detail on these mountains. We're just doing the top of these peaks. Maybe this runs here. Runs right in front of that guy. I probably should have softened that out before I put that other one in, but that's what we do. We learn our lessons. There we go. There we are. Let's go back. Let's do a peek back this way. And just what you're doing is you're just creating that outline there. And you'll see, we'll come back in. These mountains are going to be lost in the mist. That's right, we're going to have plenty of mist in here. Let's just bring this guy up right from there. He's going to come right up this way. And what this is, our fellowship has moved through Holland. They tried to make it over the Red Horn Pass, but of course they were stopped. Oh, stopped by some force. And we'll just bring that back this way. He'll come down right here. So there we've just thrown in some mountains very quickly, you can see. Very quickly. And what we'll do, we're just going to come back to this blender brush that we had. And we're just going to come to some of this titanium white. And now we're going to come back up. And we're just going to grab some of our phthalo blue. And we're just making a light blue, maybe a little alizarin crimson in there. Just making that soft mist color. That might be a little too blue even, but we'll see how it looks. We'll see how that looks. We're just going to bring this down. There we go. This is why I love these blender brushes. they just create this mist so easily. You could work for hours and hours trying to create something like this. Now, I've pretty well used this titanium white here, so I'm just going to stick with that. I might be polluting that a little bit, but we're just going to put that in, and that's just going to create this mist here. There we go. Maybe I used a little too much white. That's okay. That's okay. Just come back, and what we'll do is we'll just grab some of this darker, and we'll just put that in. There we go. That just softens that out some more. And we just roll that in, roll it in, roll it in. There we are. Now as we get back further here, it won't be as misty. And of course, these are the Misty Mountains still, so we do have a reason for that. We do have a reason. There we go. You can see we've made this mist, we put it in, and it just comes right down. Oh, that's so fun. I love these blender brushes. I hope you do too. I hope you do too. And let's just bring that here. Bring that right down this way. We'll make a little mist. Mist at the foot of this mountain. There we go. And we're just mixing that right down, and it gets less bright, or I should say it fades in more when it gets over on this side. And we'll have some trees and things here, and you can just leave that texture right in there. Don't go up all the way up your mountain, just leave that texture. But here you can still see there's a mountain back there. There we go. There we are. Just soften that out. Soften that out. Oh, and some of it came down on our shoreline. That's okay. That's okay. There we are. And you can mix that for as long as you want. If you want some darker shades in there, just put that dark right in. And then just blend that in, and that'll give you layers in there. There we go. And look at that. Oh, look at that. That is a fun painting. All right, now you can see our moon is shining bright, so we should have some moon in the water there. So let's just come and load up on our fan brush. We're just going to load up some of that titanium white. Just work it into the brush, just so we're not running out in a quick second. And you just want to come down. This moon is shining. This light is just going to pick it up as it goes this way. So what we do is we're just going to put in that reflection there on our water. And just that spot, it just picks up that moon and brings it across the water. There we go. Now again, sometimes I tilt my head to the side as I'm painting for you, so I'm not standing in your way. So you want this to be straight across, straight back and forth. But you do want to give it the appearance that it is water. There we are. And so we're picking that up right on the water. Now we want this moon. It needs to pick up and highlight some of these clouds. So let's come in here, and we're just using this palette knife here, just this small skinny palette knife. And what we're doing is these clouds that are just above and below, they're picking up some of that moonlight. There we go. Come back, just wipe that off, and just pick up another clean piece. There we are. And you can see this will highlight right along here. Just where that moon is picking up. And don't worry if it doesn't look too good right now. We're going to come back and we're going to soften that. We're going to blend that out a little. We're going to blend that out. There we are. Just pick up a little piece. And these clouds that frame the moon, they'll pick that up. There we are. It'll just be these ones that are just below and then just above. It'll be the bottom of the clouds that are above the moon. Well, they're not really above the moon, but you're just able to see them. See them over the moon. We don't want to do too much, but we do want some of this to be highlighted. There we are. So it looks just a little like lines now. But now I grabbed this small blender brush. So we're just going to come in and we're just going to soften this. Just soften this. And we come into some of the color and we just bring it up. Just to soften that out. So it's not so bright. Just gives us the glow on the edge of that cloud. There you see it. There you see it. And of course we're using this wet on wet technique that the Blue Wizard, Bob Ross the Blue, taught us how to paint with this. And I'm just going to knock some of that color off. I'm not going to go and clean it yet. I'm just knocking some of that color off. And we're just going to come here and soften this out here. Bring that up. There we are. And you can create some shape in your cloud with this too. There we go. Oh, isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Right here. That might be a little too close. That's okay. That's okay. We're just softening that out. And then I'm going to come up above, trying to stay out of your way. And of course, old Timbo's not babbling on, not droning on the whole time. So, you know, I'm trying to think. Oh, my mouth and my brain don't work at the same time. That's right. That's right. Now we've got that. Let's come back. I'm just going to give this little brush a wash. Now let's just clean that off. Knock the sauron out of that brush. There we go. All clean. And we'll stick that. I'm using a lot of brushes today. Using a lot of different brushes. Well, let's get into some more, I guess, shouldn't we? That's right. That's right. We've got our fan brush. Let's clean this off. Alright, so I've got my fan brush. It's mostly clean, And we're going to go to this, we're going to go to this dark color here again. And we've put this mist in now. Now that'll give a good backdrop to our trees. So we just want trees to have that dark color there. So just load up that on your brush. Just using that ivory black, that phthalo blue, and just a touch of alizarin crimson. And we've got it loaded up, and we're just going to put some trees over on this side, right here. Right here. There we go. Just putting those in. And let's walk this back and forth. We'll do some trees. Some of these will stand out, some of them will be hidden. Some will be hidden back here. In that mist. And you can see just using your brush. There we go. Now some of you may have very sharp fan brushes. Oh, I guess I need a new sharp fan brush. Oh, if we're going to do trees like this, where we just put that line in there and then just come back and we're going to zigzag back and forth. Give that tree some heft. There we go. But we'll make some trees. Some back in. You can see they're just lost in that mist. So you don't have to fill the whole thing up. Just the top of the tree sticks out right there. There we are. And you can come back with a blender brush and you can blend those at the bottom. You can blend them in the middle, however you want. And that just gives the appearance that this whole side is just filled with trees. And back here as well, this just is lost in the mist. And we don't have to fill the whole thing. We don't have to do quite a bit there. But you can even do some back this way. There we are. And that quickly, we've just filled this whole side with trees. And it looks like they're climbing right up the mountain there. There we go. All right. Now let's come to this side. Now we definitely have something going on over here. We have something going on right about here. That's right. Our fellowship. Our fellowship has come up and there's something right back here. And we're just going to come out. This is glowing over here. And we have that white spot in the middle, and we just come out from that. And we're just going to keep blending this out. Just blend that out. There we go. Now, as I said, we're a long ways off. As we're looking at this, we're a long ways off from old Durin's doors. But our fellowship is right up there. Now you can see I had some white still left on there. I don't want it to be so bright down there, but we'll just use that to make the lay of the land right down here. There we go. There we are. Now, let's clean off that brush and we'll come back to some of our white here. And now this glow, of course. Well, that's shining in the water. And if there's anything in the water, it might be disturbed. That's right. So we've got that. We're just going to put that on and clean off this brush again. Clean that off. Just that little blender brush. And now we're just going to back and forth. There you go. You see, it's creating that reflection on the water over there. So we have our moon creating this bright spot in the water. And then, oh, the doors of Durin back there. Oh, they're creating that bright spot as well. There we go. Just knock the Sauron out of that brush. Now we've got another little brush here. Got another little brush. And what we're going to do, we're just going to create some detail. We're just going to create some detail here. That comes to a sharp point. We're just going to get some more paint thinner. We're just going to put it right on here. We could use some liquid white for this, but that's okay. We just thinned this out. And now old Timbo's hands aren't too steady. But we'll give the appearance of this archway if we can. If we can get this paint. I'm going to use a little more paint thinner because we have a thick paint down. A thin paint will stick to a thick paint, but a thick paint won't stick to a thin paint. That's right. So if we go in, we can just pick too much of it up. So there we go. We want that like ink. And then we're going to, and again, Timbo's hands aren't very steady. Okay, let's get this over here. And there we have it. Our doors of Durin. That's all we're doing for that right now. But while I have this small brush, oh, this is just a number 2 round brush. Now we're going to come back and we're going to put some trees in front of this. And I know we're probably taking a lot of time. You can always skip ahead, but you might miss something fun. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to put in some trees here. There we go. Come back. Let's get some more of that. Put in some more, another tree right over here. Just using this thin brush. And maybe there's some more trees. surrounding that area. And this, like I said, this is a long ways off, and that's why we want to do these little trees. Some of them will fade off into the distance. There we go. Maybe there's one that fell over right into the water, right on that shoreline. All right. All right, now I don't know if this brush is going to be messy enough. This is an old filbert brush. But what we want to do is, now I'm going to come in with just get some paint thinner, and we're going to thin this out right there. And we're going to come in and we're just going to put some leaves on these trees. They're not bare trees, all of them. Well, I should have started off to one side. That one. I tell you what. Normally we use our blender brush to blend. Let's go to this little brush. Let's see if we can't use this guy. Not to blend, but just to put in some leaves here. There we go. Just by tapping it, we're creating those leaves. Oh, look at that. Look at that, I tell you what. Oh, it makes Timbo so happy when we just try something new and it works. That's right, and you might say, oh, that doesn't work, Timbo. That's terrible, Timbo. Oh, poo on you. Poo on you. I say it works, and I'm happy about that. I hope you are too. I hope you are too. Here we go. We'll just put some more leaves in just by knocking that on. We can put some up this way, right behind there. There we go. Just moving off in the distance there. All right. All right. Sensational. Look at that. Look at that. Now, though, it looks kind of funny when you have that glow going on those leaves, on those trees. So we'll see if we can make this highlight the tree. So I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to pop that. Oh, that might have been a little too much. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. It's very bright. There we are. There we are. We just want to highlight some of those coming out of there. That'll get the attention of, something that's in the water. That will draw attention. All right, now I'm just going to stick with that little blender brush. And now we're just going to blend out this shoreline. There we go. Oh yeah, I had that tree there I forgot about. Just bring that down that way. And now let's come and let's frame this in, because this isn't just like that. It actually comes down. We'll bring this right down this way. There we go. There's some land that comes right in front here. You see, our fellowship climbed up. There was a waterfall here, and a trickling waterfall, not like the one that used to be there. And so they climbed up and they looked across that water, and they had to go around or cross through it. Oh, nobody wanted to do that. Nobody wanted to do that. We can come over here and just right in front. Right in front there it comes. There we go. Just bring that down. And oh, you know, maybe this part of the sky, oh, that looks like it doesn't have too many clouds. So if we don't have too many clouds, and you can see the sky and it's at night like this, there should be some stars. So let's just plop in some stars. There we go, just here and there. Let's come back to our fan brush. Now let's put a tree right over here that'll be in front of all that mess. We want to do that. We'll just come to our dark color again, just grabbing a little alizarin crimson, phthalo blue, ivory black, just mixing up that dark color. And here we go. Now we made those stars, let's put a tree. Oh, I don't know if we want to come all the way up, but oh, maybe we will. Maybe we will. Right there, look at that. Look at that, us putting a tree right in there. Right in there. All right, there we go. And we'll come with a branch here or there. These are going to be a little hard to see. You're like, what kind of tree is this? I don't know, it's dark. Well, I don't know what kind of tree it is. It's dark out. I don't know if you could see trees in the dark. I sure cannot. And that's the fun of this painting. Just such a dark painting. That's not too fun if we can't see it at all. So, let's wash that off. Let's come right here. I guess we still had quite a bit of black on our brush, but we'll just, this is just catching the light. Just catching the light, just bend that through. He's catching the moonlight. There we go. And maybe the tops of some of these leaves are. Oh, again, I made it a little too white. And we can, oh, get rid of that white, Timbo. You're going to ruin it. You're going to ruin it. we're just going to put in some grass that's catching that moonlight. There we go. You don't want that to be too white, but we do want that in there. There we go. There we are. Just pop that in. I'm going a little slow there, so we don't really need to go that slow. It's just grass we're putting in. Just some grass. Oh, we want it to be a little blue, but not super white. There we go. Just come right up this way. There we are. And let's kind of put some grass down. Oh, that's a little too bright. That's all right. We're dulling it down as we go. Just put some land in here. There we are. There we go, there we go. Now one last thing. Oh, there was this trickle of a waterfall. Trickle of a waterfall. We'll just come back in. We're not even cleaning that brush. We're just loading up some white on there. And we're just going to bring it down. Right there at the bottom. There's some water flowing out that goes down. Now we've got that rock in there. Let's come to, oh, just that highlight color, maybe. Maybe. Too white, Timbo. I keep doing that. We don't want it that bright. We're just making some rock here. There we go. And it's right down at the bottom, and that's hard to get to. All right. Well, there we have it. Now we can even come back in if we want. Come into some of our dark right here with that little tiny round brush. And let's just make some figures back here. Oh, they're just gathered round. There's our old fellowship. Oh, and if you wanted, you could put Bill the Pony, as they just had to release him, and he had to go find his own way back to Rivendell. That's right. As the fellowship stands around trying to figure out how to open these doors. Oh, what's the password? Oh, who knows? Right there. There we go. The 9 of them standing around. All right. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that painting. Oh, this was a fun one to do. I like doing one that's not a lot of colors. Just put them on there and we mix them up and just create that light that's picking up the surfaces in the middle of the night. That's right. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate those of you who have painted along with me. Some of you have found me on Instagram or on Facebook. Just look for Timbo Took. And I love to see the paintings that you do. And also, I thank you if you've purchased any of the prints, and that helps me buy these paints and canvases and everything else. So I do appreciate it. Thank you. Goodbye, and God bless.